Have you ever noticed how people take for granted what's always available? How they overlook the things they assume will always be there? Now, think about this. What happens when you step back, focus on yourself, and build a life so incredible that your presence becomes a privilege?
That's
They
right.
start to miss you. Let's talk about something powerful today. The art of letting them miss you. People don't value what they can easily get. That's just how human nature works. The more available you are, the more people assume you'll always be there. They stop appreciating your presence because they take it for granted. But the moment you step back, the moment you stop making yourself so easy to access, everything changes. Think about it, the rarest gems in the world are the most expensive, not because they're better, but because they're hard to find. The same principle applies to people. When you always say yes, always show up, always adjust to accommodate others, you're making yourself too common. And common things don't get valued. It's not about playing games, it's about recognizing your worth. When you make yourself too available, you send a message, whether you mean to or not, that your time, your presence, your energy are not that valuable. And if you don't value them, why should anyone else? But when you pull back, when you stop trying so hard to be seen, people start to notice. They start to wonder where you went. They feel your absence in a way they never appreciated your presence. That's when they realize what you brought to the table. That's when they start to miss you. Some people fear that if they step back, they'll be forgotten. But that's not true. You don't get forgotten when you leave an impact. You get forgotten when you blend in so much that your presence doesn't make a difference. That's why focusing on yourself, on your growth, on your own path is so important. Because when you become someone who stands out, your absence creates a void. Pulling back isn't about being distant or cold. It's about setting a standard. It's about teaching people how to treat you. When you stop being so accessible, the people who truly value you will step up. The ones who don't, they were never meant to stay anyway. And that's the truth. So stop being afraid to take a step back. Stop fearing that your absence will make you irrelevant. The right people will notice. The right people will appreciate you more when they realize life feels different without you in it. You don't have to constantly prove your worth. Just become someone so valuable that your presence is a privilege, not a convenience. Because the moment you start treating yourself like a rare gem, the world will too. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have. In a world where everyone is trying to prove themselves, where people are constantly reacting, explaining, and defending, silence sets you apart. It makes people curious. It makes them wonder. And most importantly, it puts you in control. The problem is most people don't know how to be silent. They think if they don't speak, they'll be forgotten. They believe if they don't explain themselves, others will misunderstand them. But the truth is, real power comes from knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. Not every comment needs a response. Not every situation deserves your energy. The moment you stop reacting to everything, you take away people's ability to control you. When you're always available, always explaining, always seeking validation, you give away your power. You become predictable. People know they can get a reaction out of you anytime they want. But when you choose silence, when you don't respond the way they expect, you shift the dynamic. Now they have to think about you. They start wondering what's on your mind, why you haven't replied, what's changed. And that's when they start missing you. The best way to make someone realize your worth is to give them the space to notice your absence. If you're constantly trying to prove a point, you're just adding noise. But when you pull back, when you let your silence do the talking, people start to feel your value. They start to notice the gap you leave behind, and that's when they come looking for you. Some people think silence is a weakness. It's not. It's a strategy. It's a statement. It shows confidence. It shows that you don't need to fight for attention because you are the attention. Those who truly respect you will understand your silence. Those who don't, they were never listening to begin with. Do you respond to negativity? You don't need to chase anyone. You don't need to explain yourself to people who have already made up their minds. The moment you learn to master the power of silence, you take back control. You become the one who sets the tone. And when you do speak, people will listen because they'll know that when you choose to use your voice, it actually means something. The biggest mistake people make is spending their time trying to impress others instead of investing in themselves. They chase approval, seek validation, and mold themselves to fit into someone else's idea of success. But here's the truth. When you live for the applause, you'll always be performing. When you invest in yourself, you become the show. Stop worrying about who's watching you. Stop asking yourself if people notice your efforts. Stop adjusting yourself to fit into spaces that don't deserve you. The moment you shift your energy from impressing others to improving yourself, you take control of your life. You stop being someone who begs for attention and become someone who demands respect simply by who you are. Think about it. Who are the people we admire the most? The ones who focus on their craft, their goals, their growth. They don't waste time convincing others of their worth. They become so good that others have no choice but to notice. That's how you build value. That's how you become unforgettable. When you invest in yourself, you elevate your mindset. You learn new skills, build confidence, and create a life that fulfills you, not one designed to impress others. And the funny thing is, the moment you stop chasing people's approval, that's when they start paying attention. They see your transformation, they feel your energy, and suddenly they want to be part of your world. But this isn't about making others regret overlooking you. It's about realizing that your greatest competition is you. It's about waking up every day and asking, how can I be better than I was yesterday? It's about setting goals that excite you, surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, and refusing to settle for anything less than what you deserve. The ones who succeed in life aren't the ones who spend their time trying to prove themselves. They are the ones who work in silence, who build in private, who show up every day for themselves first. They know that true confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need validation. It simply is. So if you're spending your energy trying to impress people, stop. That's borrowed success. Instead, invest in real success, the kind that comes from discipline, growth, and self-belief. Build a life that makes you proud, one that makes others want to be part of it. Because when you focus on yourself, when you commit to your own journey, you don't have to impress anyone. You become the kind of person that people can't help but admire. If people don't value your presence, give them the gift of your absence. It's that simple. Too often we stay in places where we're not appreciated. We chase people who don't respect us. We keep showing up for those who don't even notice our efforts. And in doing so, we teach them that it's okay to take us for granted. But it's not okay. Respect isn't something you beg for, it's something you command. And sometimes the only way to make people realize your worth is to remove yourself from the equation. When you're always available, people assume you always will be. They stop making an effort because they think they don't have to. But the moment you step back, the moment you stop showing up the way you used to, something shifts. They feel the difference. They notice the silence. And that's when they start to miss you. Some people will only recognize your value when they can no longer access you the way they once did. And that's okay, because absence isn't just about making others notice you. It's about setting a standard for how you deserve to be treated. It's about showing yourself the respect you expect from others. Pulling back doesn't mean you're being rude, distant, or playing games. It means you understand your worth. It means you refuse to keep giving your time and energy to people who don't appreciate it. And the best part? The right people will notice. The ones who truly care will step up. They will match your effort. They will show you that your presence matters to them. But let's be honest, some people won't notice your absence at all. And that's the painful truth. But instead of seeing that as a loss, see it as a revelation. Because if someone doesn't even feel your absence, it means they never truly valued your presence. And now you know. Now you're free to stop wasting your energy on the wrong people and start investing it where it actually matters. On yourself. The reality is, you can't force anyone to respect you. You can't make someone appreciate you. But you can choose where you place your energy. You can decide to stop settling for less than you deserve. And you can walk away from anything that no longer serves you. Absence is powerful. It creates space. It forces people to reflect. And most importantly, it reminds you of your own value. So don't be afraid to step back. Don't be afraid to let people miss you, because if they truly care, they'll make sure they never have to miss you again. People don't remember those who blend in. They remember those who make an impact. If you want to be someone they can't forget, you have to stop trying to fit into the mold and start creating your own space. You have to become someone so powerful, so confident, and so irreplaceable that your absence is felt just as much as your presence. The world is full of people who play it safe, who try to be what others expect them to be, but the ones who truly leave a mark are those who dare to be different, those who embrace their uniqueness instead of apologizing for it. The secret isn't to try to be liked by everyone. It's to become so undeniable that people can't ignore you. Think about it. The people who stand out are the ones who walk with confidence, who speak with purpose, who know exactly who they are and what they bring to the table. They don't chase attention, they attract it. They don't beg for respect, they command it. And that's what makes them unforgettable. If you want to be that person, you have to stop seeking approval and start living for you. You have to build a life that excites you. A life that is so fulfilling that whether people notice or not, you are proud of who you are. When you stop looking outward for validation and start focusing inward, something incredible happens. Your energy changes. Your presence becomes magnetic. You start walking into rooms differently, not because you need recognition, but because you know your worth. And here's the truth, the people who truly matter will see it, they'll feel it, they'll remember you, not because you tried so hard to be noticed, but because you became someone worth noticing. But not everyone will appreciate you, and that's okay. Some people won't understand your ambition, some will be intimidated by your confidence, some will try to downplay your success. Let them. You don't exist to make others comfortable. You exist to live your truth, to follow your dreams, to make an impact in your own way. So stop trying to fit in. Stop watering yourself down to be more digestible. The right people will recognize your value without you having to prove it. And the wrong ones, let them watch from a distance as you grow into the person you were always meant to be. At the end of the day, you don't become unforgettable by being like everyone else. You become unforgettable by owning who you are, by walking away from anything that dims your light, and by showing up for yourself first. And when you do that, trust me, no one will ever be able to forget you. The moment you stop chasing, you start attracting. Life isn't about running after people, opportunities, or validation. It's about becoming someone so powerful, so self-assured that the right things naturally gravitate toward you. The energy you put out is the energy you receive. And when you shift from seeking approval to focusing on your own growth, you become magnetic. Too many people waste their time trying to be liked, trying to prove themselves, trying to fit into places that don't even deserve them. They think if they try harder, if they give more, if they push just a little further, people will finally see their worth. But that's not how it works. You don't gain respect by chasing, you gain respect by being. Think about the most confident people you know. Do they beg for attention? Do they constantly try to prove themselves? No, they own who they are. They don't chase, they set the standard and others follow. That's the difference between those who struggle for validation and those who naturally attract it. So how do you make that shift? It starts with letting go of the need to be chosen. Stop waiting for someone to recognize your value. Stop trying to convince people to see what you bring to the table. Instead, become the kind of person who doesn't need to ask for a seat. You are the table. When you work on yourself, when you invest in your skills, when you build a life